One of the things people often want to know is what goes on inside a therapy session. How do you do psychological therapy? Well, it's different for everybody because everyone's individual situation is unique and they are unique. So I use a variety of tools so that I can make some choices about what seems to be the right thing for this person at that time with this issue. So it's one of the things that makes what I do really interesting and challenging. One of the tools that I like to use is clinical hypnosis. Now, sometimes clinical hypnosis gets called hypnotherapy, and I prefer the term clinical hypnosis to distinguish it from stage hypnosis. Now, I don't do stage hypnosis. It's one of those classic questions people always say, oh, hypnosis, you're going to turn me into a chicken. And anyone who goes to a party or a function and ends up on the stage clucking like a chicken has somewhere made the decision they want to make a fool of themselves. And none of that happens in my therapy room. No chicken noises here. I find that clinical hypnosis is really good for helping people to associate to things that they perhaps don't have much experience with, or want to learn, or want to gain or have the exposure to, and to disassociate from things that might distress them, cause them anxiety, or produce a reaction that makes the things that they want to associate with a challenge. For example, I had a gentleman who had a really important presentation that he needed to give, a very formal stand up and deliver to maybe 100 or so people, and he was very anxious about this. He knew his subject. It was much more about the thought that all these people were looking at him and that they might judge him. And using hypnosis, what we were able to do was I could help him associate with his good knowledge, his great organisation, his command of his subject, and to disassociate himself away from his thoughts about the way he thought the audience was going to judge him. And afterwards he came back and told me that he was very pleased with his presentation in the end, and because he was so surprised that people came up and congratulated him and said what a fine job he'd done. I had no idea whether it was the best presentation in the world. It was perfectly satisfactory and he was quite pleased with his effort. So that association, disassociation is one of the useful things with hypnosis, which is why I like to use it.